What's up, you guys? Today's video is going to be about some of my favorite albums I like to listen to by artists I listen to. So basically artists I listen to, albums that I suggest you guys listen to as well. Before we start, yes, I'm wearing the same shirt like I did in the last one. Also, my hair, it's not really messed up, so whatever. I have my notes here, so that's what I'm gonna be reading off of. If you see me looking down, that is what I'm looking down at. Okay, so this video is going to have two parts, which is my favorite musicians in new school and my favorite musicians in old school. But there's not many in old school, even though that's what I mostly listen to, but there's not many for some reason. Okay, so let's start. Number 1. 21 Pilots are one of my favorite artists. I actually have a vinyl. Let me try and get it out. This was my first ever vinyl, and it was of 21 Pilots. I love their music so much. I actually want to go to a concert by 21 Pilots, but then, the pandemic happened or whatever. And so that is not happening anytime soon. But one of my favorite albums by 21 Pilots is Blurry Face. I love the album Blurry Face. Trench is alright, okay, but Blurry Face is the first album that I actually listened to by them, and it's my favorite. I love that album so much. I like Oliver Tree's music so much. I don't listen to whole albums of his, but I listen to parts from different albums. One of the albums of his that I actually like almost all of the songs he has in there is his new album Ugly is Beautiful. I like the songs that he put in that album, and him as a creator is really unique, and he's one of my favorites personally. Love Melanie Martinez. I started listening to Melanie Martinez when I was 10, and that was way long time ago. Most of these I started listening to when I was 10 or something like that. But Melanie Martinez is a very good artist. My favorite albums that she has is Crybaby. K through 12 is second to my favorite, but Crybaby is one of her best albums that she put out, and those songs and her just aesthetic and the message behind those songs are so good. So I suggest you listen to Melanie Martinez if you don't listen to Melanie Martinez already. Foster the People, they're pretty popular. Foster the People, I love their music. My favorite album that they have out is SHC, which means Sacred Hearts Club. That's a pretty good album. And that's basically all I have to say about them. I wanted to go to a concert of theirs too, but who has money for those tickets that they be selling? Not me. Next we have AJR. This is one of the musicians that I like every single one of their songs that they put out. I really like their music. My favorite album that they have is The Click. I listen to every single song in that album. Literally. I love their songs. Their genre is kind of techno, pop, kind of. Both of those combined. And it's pretty good to me. I suggest you go listen to them. But start with the album The Click. And I think they have a new album called Neo Theater, which is actually pretty good also, but I don't listen to it as much. Next up, we have a film that's kind of like a music video, like K through 12 is. Black is King, which came out a couple weeks ago, I think, by Beyonce. I used to think Beyonce was really overrated, but I watched Black is King, and I really love it, for real. The songs in it are really, they have a lot of culture in them, and the film itself on Disney Plus is really nice. It has all African heritage to show, like, if you're African American, like I am, because I'm mixed, it really shows your African heritage, and it's really a beautiful film. So I suggest you watch that film, and I also suggest you listen to the album that is associated with the film. It's basically the album in the film, but it's like a whole movie as the music video. Lana Del Rey. I don't listen to her albums in like full, but I listen to some of her songs like Brooklyn Baby and Summertime Sadness. You know, most of us be listening to those or heard of those before. I listen to her pretty often. She's a pretty good artist. I like her voice. It's very soothing. Yeah. Now on to old school. So there's not much in old school. I only have like 2 artists here. So first up for old school, we have Elton John. I love Elton John. Like, I don't know what else to say. I love Elton John. His music is so good. If you're just having a rough day, you put on some Elton John and you just feel so much better. One of the albums that I listen to almost all the songs, and I think is his best album, in my opinion, is Madman Across the Water. I think that is a pretty good album, and I've been listening to that like pretty often, really. I listen to Elton John a lot. Next up, we have the ever so popular Beatles. Yes, I listen to the Beatles. Some people be like, the Beatles are overrated. Maybe in the 70s, but not now. They're not really overrated. There's barely any Beatles left. How can they be overrated? But anyway, the Beatles, I love the Beatles. Their best album, to me, is number 1. I listen to probably 90% of the songs in that album, and I like it. That's basically all I have for my whole list of my favorite albums. I don't know, my favorite albums, musicians, and whatnot. I know this was a little dry from international, but I don't know any good international singers or artists out there. So if you know any from across the globe, you can comment them down below. I'm always looking for some new music. I love finding new music, especially international music that sounds good. Yes, I love that. So let me know if there's any international artists that are your favorite. And you can also let me know what your favorite artists are too. But yeah, that's basically it for the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. I know nobody asked, but I just wanted to make the video. So that's basically all I have to say for today. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video.